Here now, Federalist reporter Brianna Lyman. Brianna, great to see you. Tough story, obviously, a very tough story out of Chicago. New York looks like it's now going to be sort of the next testing grounds, right? Because New York State is talking about tougher sanctuary city laws that make life tougher for ICE. Tom Homan, he didn't lead what happened in Minneapolis initially. He will be leading this. I expect it to probably play out a little bit differently. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I think Kathy Hochul has a very different impetus to keep illegal aliens safe in New York. First of all, the progressive base wants to keep illegal aliens here, and she knows that her election path this November does require the progressive base to turn out because Bruce Blakeman is closing that gap between men and independents, so she needs every progressive vote. The second thing is New York State is going to lose 2 congressional seats in 2030 if this exodus trend continues, so she understands the long-term gain here for her party is the more illegal aliens you have in the state, the better chances for apportionment. So she has 2 reasons to want to cave to her party's demands. And just remember, they're holding up a state budget right now. We're, I think, 8 weeks in without a budget. And nobody's getting paid in the state assembly because of Kathy Hochul and the Democrats.
It is incredible. Let's shift out to the West. Let's talk about California politics, where reality TV star Spencer Pratt is gaining traction in the LA mayor's race, going scorched earth on the city's failed leadership. Watch.
The reality is no matter how many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistic says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth. Mayor Bass and I are definitely not working together. I blame this person for burning my house and my parents' house and my town and all my neighbors down. I am not working with Mayor Bass.
He's doing an incredible job, Brianna, of speaking sensibly. Yeah. But will this resonate with the demographic that is voting there? Because he speaks the truth, yet for some reason they go with people like Karen Bass. He's doing better in the polls, but not necessarily leading.
Right, and I do think actually that his debate performance makes him a good candidate for this June election. I don't know how it'll actually chalk up in November because NBC4 Los Angeles did a survey of 2,000 respondents. Not the same as a poll, so take it with a grain of salt. But 23% of respondents say after watching that debate, they're going to shift their support. Now, they didn't say it's all going to Pratt, but you have to presume some of it will. And then if you look at the polls, look, this is a 3-way race. You have that city councilwoman who is a far left progressive. Yeah. She's going to siphon votes from Bass. And while she's siphoning votes from Bass, Pratt has the opportunity to kind of consolidate disillusioned, disaffected voters who maybe lost their house and possibly win the second place in the June race and make it to November. But will he win November?
Well, it's big in November. You got the mayor's race in L.A., and then go statewide, you got the governor's race. I want to talk about that. Katie Porter getting recused, I guess, by the ladies of The View, defending her frequent temper tantrums. Watch this.
Maybe she does yell at people. I yell at people. You yell at people. You yell at people. And sometimes
I only yell at my husband.
That's right. But he's a person, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's no question that women are held to a different standard in the public sphere.
Okay, so women are held to a different standard. I guess you can weigh in on that as you want. But like Whoopi Goldberg's kind of trying to say, Katie Porter, she's just like the rest of us, the angry, yelling at other people rest of us.
Yes, she's just like the rest of the Democrat apparatus, too. She's not the only female Democrat in office who has this allegations of her abusive tantrums. You know, Kamala Harris in the Washington Post, there was that unnamed staffer in 2021 who said she gave soul-crushing criticism and that she was a bully, right? Then you had Amy Klobuchar in 2019, the New York Times did a report, and said that staffers were actually keeping emails that Amy Klobuchar sent as basically a safety precaution just to say, no, Amy Klobuchar is an awful person. It was almost like an insurance policy, right? So you see this happening with female Democrats, and then it's excused because they're females, they're being treated hard. Actually, they're treating other people hard.
But the constant, whether it's The View or anybody else on the left that's looking at this, trying to make excuses for this behavior. If that was a GOP, a Republican woman, they would go scorched earth on her.
Oh, of course. And then again, the Democrats have no standards. They made excuses for Jay Jones, who fantasized about putting 2 bullets in the head of a Republican colleague and then killing his children as well. And they were like, yeah, who amongst us hasn't wished that? So that's their MO.
Right.
Yeah, it's the mainstreaming of crazy, and it is ramping up right now. Brianna Lyman, great to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us tonight. And thank you for joining us in the Bottom Line. We got